he sent a messenger to the men of Jabesh Gilead and said to them, the Lord bless you for showing this kindness to Saul your master by bearing him. The Lord, may the Lord know how now show you kindness and faithfulness, and I too will show you the same favor because you have done this. Now then, be strong and brave, for Saul your master is dead, and the house of Judah is anointed, has anointed me king over them.
DJ, tell me how humiliating was exercised in these 7 verses. What do you see here that shows humility on the part of David?
But David, when he found out that the people were burying Saul, he wasn't really that happy, and even though he became king, he wasn't really that happy, and he was.
Well, it says, and now may the Lord show kindness and truth to you, because you have shown kindness to your Lord, which was Saul. So yeah, he was kind of happy about it, right? They respected Saul as their king, and they risked their lives to go there and get his body and give him a decent burial and show compassion and respect for their king. All right. So David, yes, he did say, that he respected them and that he was going to show kindness to them. But there's a couple other facets of humility in there too. John?
Well, is like, how like Saul wanted to kill David?
Mm-hmm.
Like David could have like triumphed and like been like, yeah, I finally killed him. Instead, he just like carried him.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah. And it just, do you just see that? I mean, you have to get this big picture into focus. I mean, everything that you read about Saul chasing David down, 1 Samuel. I mean, David did nothing but stand by his side. He played music for him. He was his armor bearer. He went to war for him. He fought for him. He protected his life. And just because Saul's jealousy and just because of his pride, he started hunting David down to kill him. Not once or twice. Twice he threw a spear at him. Twice David spared Saul in caves, and it was all out of pride. It was all out of pride. The guy had nothing else to come after David except pride and jealousy, and yet David is lamenting and tearing his clothing because the anointed man of God is dead now. So yeah, I got this. David continues to show humility because even though he already knows that he is the next king, and King Saul is already dead, even though he's already dead, and he already knows he's going to be the next king, he's already been anointed by Samuel way back when, he doesn't just assume that, okay, I'm the king now. What's the very first line of this chapter? Very first line. That is the most important line that you will ever read in your life. What's it say?
After this, David inquired of the Lord, should I go?
There, stop right there. What does it say?
He inquired.
He inquired of who?
Lord.
Lord.
Always follow.
Always, 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 no matter what situation you were ever in, you take it to the Lord. You pray, you ask, you show transparency. Yeah, Saul made a lot of mistakes, and so does David. David makes a ton of mistakes. But through it all, he's humble and he owes to the Lord. He laments, he prays, he asks for guidance, no matter what. Not to mention the fact that he's just torn to pieces over a guy that just tried to kill him for the last 7 years. You know, how many of us can do that? You know, if I see him in that cage, in the cave, I probably would have done the wrong thing. You know?
Well, if he was actually trying to kill you, I think
Yeah.
that's why.
Well, this is the thing. This is the difference. This is one of the reasons why David was a man after God's heart.
It's almost like Superman.
Because of his compassion and his humility and his humbleness, and most of all, his desire to seek God's face in everything. You know? All right, let's move on to the next one. See, what I want you guys to realize that, you know, right there's two different ways, probably 4 or 5 different ways, just in the last few verses that we read that show you different types of humility, you know. Somewhere along the line, you know, the picture was posed to mankind that humility was being some little weak, little fragile, you know, crybaby in the corner. But that is so not true, you know. Jesus Christ was probably one of the biggest, coolest men, rugged man. He was a carpenter, you know, and he lived in the desert. He worked with his hands. He was strong. You know, he was no little mouse in the corner. He was a man, and he was he was the most humble person on the planet, you know, that ever lived.
He's God incarnate.
And he was cool, he was strong, he was a man, you know, but the world paints this picture that humility is something that is frowned upon, that is not cool, that is not, you know, you're a wimp if you have humility, if you show humbleness. But they just said that's another facet of the enemy trying to impart into our minds the wrong picture, as he does with everything, deceives, right? All right, let's move to chapter 6, right? Who's going to read real nice and loud for me? Jonathan?
Yes.
Okay, buddy. 18 through 27. Hold on a second. Let me see. I might change that.
You said you did 27, there's one 23.
Yeah, I know. I got that. Okay, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Read it's chapter 6. Read from 12 to 19. Actually, read from 12 to 23. Okay? There's nothing funny about that. I just changed my mind.
Then King David was told, the Lord has blessed obedience whole household, and everything has become the ark of God. So David went there and brought the ark of God to the house of Obadiah, to the city of David, with a great celebration. After the men who were carrying the ark of the Lord had gone 6 steps, David sacrificed a bull and a fatted calf. After David danced before the Lord with all his might, wearing a priestly garment. So David and all the people of Israel brought up the ark of the Lord with shouts of joy and the voice of the ram's horns. But as the ark of the Lord entered the city of David, Michal and the daughter of Saul looked down from their window. When she saw King David leaping and dancing before the Lord, she was filled with contempt for him. They had brought the ark of the Lord and set it in its place inside of the special tent David had prepared for it. And David sacrificed burnt offerings and peace offerings to the Lord. When he had finished his sacrifice, David blessed the people in the name of the Lord of heaven